On the airwaves of D93, Samantha and Phil, telling our story week after week, spreading love and joy for all to see. Oh yeah, we'll keep on dancing, we'll keep on singing, our hearts are open, our love is bringing.
Hello and welcome to episode 299 of D93 News, presented by Idaho Farm Bureau. Make sure to stick around until the end of the show to see how you might be able to help us celebrate episode 300 next week.
We always celebrate those milestones with special guest hosts. Now, our top story this week comes from Ammon Elementary, where work is about to start on a much anticipated project at the school.
This is so exciting, Sam. Headwaters Construction was welcomed in for a special assembly to let students know what to expect in the coming months.
It is a very exciting day. The kids are all really excited to learn a little bit more about our new cafeteria that's going to be built in the next few months, and just the new addition to Ammon.
To say the students are excited about their new cafeteria would be an understatement. Check out their reaction to seeing the renderings of the new cafeteria.
I love that. Now, John Pym says this assembly was important for a variety of reasons.
That's right. We want to make them full partners in our project, and that they'll feel like that coming out of here, that they'll understand all the safety guidelines we need them to follow. We also want to satisfy their curiosity so they're not inclined to go into the job site or, feel like they got to climb the fence to take a look, those kind of things. We feel like doing this will really help in that regard.
Now, work will begin on this project shortly. Voters showed an overwhelming support for this project, and we appreciate their continued support of education in D93.
Can't do it without them. I really appreciate that. It's been a busy day for the D93 Board of Trustees.
Yeah, we are taking tours of all of the special ed classrooms this morning to see how they operate, to see exactly what's going on, to see what the setups are like. I think it's really important that we as board members know exactly what's going on in the school and what's going on with the different programs. So we're excited to see what's happening.
Now, after their tour, the board held their regularly scheduled meeting. You can find a recap of that in tomorrow's D93 News Family Update. Now, it's been a few years since D93 brought Hope Squad to Idaho, and it has made a big difference throughout the state. Sam Gelfand from Local News 8 attended the annual Hope Squad conference just before spring break and tells us how this is helping students and families in the Gem State.
The CDC says youth suicides have risen 62% since 2007. Bonneville High School's Lori Baldwin saw it firsthand in 2017.
We had 3 deaths by suicide that year.
So the school district joined the Hope Squad, a national organization for youth suicide prevention.
And it helps to teach students at our school to recognize the signs of suicide, be able to reach out and help, teach them how to get help for their fellow student members.
Now 19 East Idaho schools take part. They gathered in Idaho Falls today for a conference with exercises, lessons, and speakers like Eric Madsen.
Hope is all about helping other people excel. It's about how do you lift other people up.
So that's our main goal, is to bring happiness and inclusion and letting everybody know that they're valued.
At Bonneville High School, it's not a club, but a full-on class.
And we learn things like resiliency, self-care, how to QPR, which is question, persuade, refer.
It could be just visiting a teacher that needs some help. It's just trying to spread light throughout the day.
Johnny Ferris has been a part of Hope Squad for 3 years now. The CDC says nearly half of high school students report persistent feelings of sadness or hopelessness. Johnny says that number will never hit 0, but the least he can do is try to bring it down.
Honestly, this life is pretty sucky. There's lots of trials and things that get on our nerves, so we can use all the light we can get.
Reporting in Idaho Falls, Sam Gelfand, Local News 8.
Now, incredible work being done by our Hope Squad. Our family had a great experience with Hope Squad. They're just an amazing group of kids wanting to change other people's lives.
Oh, just a great group, and I love that we brought it to the state and to see how far it's grown. Well, it's our 75th anniversary coming up next March, so we have plenty of time to plan the celebration. But a key part of that is a principal who opened up Bonneville and Hillcrest and Lori Biggs caught up with him in this week's We Are D93 News podcast.
Well, what are some of your favorite memories of working at Hillcrest and Bonneville?
Oh, I loved working with the kids. I think that's why I stayed with it so long. I enjoyed them very much. You got your good days and your bad days, no matter what you're doing or where you're working.
Right.
But I had a lot more good days than bad days. But I think I enjoyed the activities with the students, and it was interesting as I watched the technology development.
Oh, yeah.
Because when we first got to Bonneville, they just had your regular typewriters.
Yep.
Just your hand typewriters. And then we were able to get some electric. And when we got electric typewriters, we thought, boy, we are really going it. And then we've got some typewriters that had a little bit of memory. And we thought we were in the space age with some memory. And then as time moved on, we got some computers. We got what they call K-Pro computers, which was really uptown.
Yeah.
And so that aspect was really quite interesting to see that development.
Now watch for that in tomorrow's D93 News Family Update. Now it's time for our Ermac Health Minute presented by Eastern Idaho Regional Medical Center.
Hi, I'm Peter, a speech-language pathologist at Ermac Pediatric Therapies. Today I want to talk to you about picky eating. One of the common things we hear from parents is that my child is a picky eater and what can be done about it. So if your child is a picky eater in the way that it maybe affects their ability to gain weight, it affects their ability to participate like with other kids their age at like birthday parties or field trips, or they have just really narrow lists of categories of foods or consistencies of foods, we would love to try to help your child gain some coping skills, find strategies to be able to expand their list of foods that they will at least try to learn about, so that way they can enjoy food just like every other kid their age. If you think your kid could benefit from this, please talk to your pediatrician and get a referral for Ermac Pediatric Therapies.
Well, it turns out, Sam, I'm not the pickiest eater in the office. Jason Lords and I took the quiz, and he blew me out of the water with his pickiness.
He doesn't like green things, I do know that. He is a picky eater, so we mentioned at the top of the show that we are looking for special guest hosts for our 300th episode next week. Episode 100 was hosted by two local legends. We convinced Carissa Coates from the Board of Trustees to come out of news retirement for episode 200, and for episode 300, we are looking for some of our students to anchor the show. Now, you can find more information about this in tomorrow's D93 News Family Update. I'm
excited for this. Well, that's going to do it for us. We'll see you next week for episode 300 of D93 News. Thanks for watching.
Conquer our fears.